Up next, the governor in town with good news on the state's industry.
We're going to grow from 10.5 million visitors to 11 million visitors in Montana. Let's get her done this year.
And spider venom put to good use. That's coming up on Fox 5 News at 9.
Your first local news at 9 starts right now, only on Fox 5 at 9.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Emily Scarlett. Today wrapped up the 2012 Governor's Conference on Tourism and Recreation in Great Falls, and Governor Schweitzer told attendees they can expect more from the state's $2.8 billion industry this year. Fox 5's Ashley Rodriguez has the details.
So I hope we can welcome the Honorable Governor Brian Schweitzer.
Governor Brian Schweitzer, recently named one of the nation's most popular governors, brought motivation and optimism to the 2012 Conference on Tourism and Recreation in Great Falls.
But it's getting people talking about Montana. And the more they talk about us, the more we're going to win.
The governor is getting people talking about the state in a big way, including an appearance on the David Letterman show next week to promote a new marketing campaign in New York.
We advertise, of course, all over the country, and we focus our advertising sometimes in Seattle, in Minneapolis, Chicago, and of course now, since there's going to be direct flights from New York City to Bozeman, we're going to be advertising in New York City with big trucks with beautiful murals on the side of Montana wildlife and Montana scenery.
High gas prices in 2008 slowed tourism in the state, but conference heads say they still expect tourism to climb from 1.6% last year to 2% this summer.
We're only 1 million people in Montana, and 10.5 million people visit Montana every year. We've got 39,000 people work in the tourism industry. It's a $2.8 billion industry in Montana. We're going to grow from 10.5 million visitors to 11 million visitors in Montana. Let's get her done this year.
And Schweitzer's confident we can get it done by investing in tourism promotions, a move he says the legislature tried to kill.
The legislature sent me a bill, House Bill 316, which would have swept the funds from tourism promotion, $6 million, and put it into the general fund. Well, we already have $350 million in the general fund. We have the largest budget surpluses in history, and they were trying to take $6 million away from the hotels who collected the money to be used for tourism promotion, and so I vetoed that bill because it was bad business sense.
Schweitzer's audience agrees.
The governor's speech made a good point that the tourism industry is very important to Montana, and the money we spend to promote the state comes back in a big way.
We are upbeat about the coming season. I think he pointed out that we've weathered the gas high prices before.
Montana is a place of small businesses and families, and that's the people we want to attract to Montana in the future.
Reporting at the Governor's Conference in Great Falls, Ashley Rodriguez, Fox 5.
Thanks, Ashley. Moving into weather, Chief Meteorologist Adam Coslin is here with the first look at our forecast.
Good evening. We definitely got it done today. We had lots of sunshine and temperatures up to 60 degrees. Looks like a repeat for tomorrow, but then some changes. Here's what we're working on for your Fox weather first. Sunshine, it's going to start to fade away a little bit on us over the weekend. Showers start to invade by Sunday. We'll be watching a front move through as soon as Saturday night, and wait till you see what that does. Temperatures, they'll be yo-yoing up and down. We'll take a closer look in your Weather Authority. Emily, back to you.
Thanks, Adam. The state of Connecticut could become the 17th state to abolish the death penalty. Connecticut Governor Daniel Malloy says he plans to sign the bill abolishing the death penalty. The State House passed the bill to repeal the death penalty late Wednesday night. Their decision comes 6 days after the Senate approved it. Once the law is signed, it would not apply to convicts currently on death row, but only to future cases.
In its application, and it is exclusively reserved for poor people of all colors.
The bill is not expected to reach the governor's desk until next week. A Tampa police officer thrown from his motorcycle while escorting President Obama through the city. Chad King laying on the side of the road near his motorcycle, alert and clutching his leg, visible from a car carrying White House journalist. King is a deputy in the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department, and his supervisors say he lost control of his motorcycle after failing to stop for a speed bump. The accident occurring near the entrance to the Port of Tampa, where the president later spoke. Authorities say Keene is okay, but has road rash and possibly a dislocated shoulder. A new survey looks at the possible connection between dental x-rays and cancer. Check out tonight's Health Fix.
Can dental x-rays cause cancer? A survey from Yale School of Medicine shows those with meningioma, the most common form of brain cancer, are more than twice as likely to report ever having dental x-rays, specifically bite wing images. Those who had yearly x-rays increased their risk by as much as 90%. But the good news is, experts say newer x-ray technology uses less radiation than those used in the past. Another major study about brain tumors, this one is about cell phones. Research from last summer found that there's no risk when children use cell phones, but now the Environmental Health Trust is disputing that report. In a letter published in the Journal of National Cancer Institute, the EHT says brain tumor risk for children is nearly doubled, and the way experts reviewed the previous study was flawed. Scientists are hoping to find the cure for breast cancer in spider venom. James Cook University in Australia received a research grant from the National Breast Cancer Foundation to study the venom of deadly tarantulas and funnel web spiders to find out whether the venom molecules can kill cells in breast cancer tumors.
Severe weather rolls into parts of Oklahoma. We're seeing some ominous storm clouds from this afternoon. Experts say the next 48 hours could bring dangerous weather to the region in the form of hail, strong winds, and even tornadoes. A tornado watch has been issued for the western part of the state until 2 a.m. Well, I'm hoping we don't see any clouds like that around here.
No, we certainly won't, but we'll take a look across the nation at some of that severe weather setup coming up next. And our weekend, actually, compared to that, doesn't sound too bad. We're actually considering chances for snowflakes to mix in. We'll see what's in the mix next in your weather forecast. Here's tonight's Almanac.
Your Weather Authority forecast continues right now on Fox 5 at 9.
Yes, welcome back to your Weekend Weather Authority. Here's how we're starting things. Nice and dry on a Friday night on our tower cam. Let's check out the latest conditions across the western U.S. A low pressure system and a storm has stalled out, and it's going to pretty much remain clear south of our area. The effects of some clouds now building in as those moisture levels are rising, mostly cloudy in Bozeman. Billings partly cloudy. We'll see those effects in our northern areas soon, but for the time being, we're dealing with clear sky reports. Some light snow was the story in West Yellowstone. We had these reports coming in from a little earlier. Let's zoom out. We heard about tornadoes in the forecast earlier, and there is this risk, also damaging winds and large hail. Here's the highlighted area tonight. Tomorrow there's going to be a more widespread event, which actually could turn into an outbreak. So we'll keep a close look on these conditions. 41 in Great Falls, 44 in Lewistown, 56 in Glasgow. Currently, the winds aren't much to look at tonight, just 12 miles per hour in Cutbank at most. This low pressure system up in Alberta is going to drop into central Montana. Saturday, this will really not have as big of an effect, but cold air arrives overnight into Sunday. And showers, once that front moves through, could be in the form of either rain or snow at times, but accumulations look like they'll be less than an inch. 30 tonight in the Electric City, 55 tomorrow for Saturday in Great Falls and Fort Benton, 53 in Lewistown, 51 in White Sulphur Springs, and 58 in Helena. Cutbank 49 tomorrow, Conrad 54, Chester 53, maybe just a brief shower. It'll be a quick passing event, mostly cloudy, 65 in Glasgow, 68 in Wolf Point, Chinook, 59 and 52 in Hayes. So temperatures are coming in ahead in the east. But by Sunday, we're seeing things quickly change. Temps slash down to the mid-40s, supporting a mixed wintry batch of precipitation. And then by Monday, our sun is back out. We're drying things briefly. By Tuesday, it looks unsettled again with this unstable atmosphere and shower chances around 20 to 30% into the midweek. And again on Thursday, maybe some lingering light rain. Friday's forecast next week in the 50s, and we'll see those temperatures kind of top out near the 60s, kind of like we were today, but won't make it much beyond there. 58 in Helena for Saturday, seeing a cooling trend develop for the second half of the weekend. So as you put those plans together, Saturday maybe plan outside, Sunday might want to keep it inside just to play it safe. 60 on Monday. Nothing wrong there. 60 on Tuesday. we're looking at showers again. Wednesday, Thursday, pretty mild and comfortable, but a little bit wet outside. And we'll end things on a nice note next Friday. In the meantime, check us out on KFBB.com. Emily, back to you.
Coming up, have you checked the date today? And it's the engagement everyone's talking about that's in tonight's entertainment update, up next on Fox 5 News at 9. After 7 years and 6 children, one famous duo gets engaged. If you missed American Idol last night, we've got the latest on their latest elimination. And after selling over 400 million copies of her children's fictional series, one author taking a risk, targeting a new audience. That's in tonight's entertainment update. At long last, wedding bells for Brangelina. Angelina Jolie debuting a massive diamond ring on her left ring finger Wednesday night at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art. The 36-year-old actress hit the private viewing with her beau, 48-year-old Brad Pitt, and their second eldest son, Pax. The couple have been together 7 years and have 6 children. Tense moments on Thursday's episode of Fox's American Idol. One of the judges' favorite contestants, Jessica Sanchez, at the bottom and saved during the elimination show. And that's not the only memorable moment. Idol alum Jennifer Hudson took the mic to sing a duet with artist Neo.
And she was eliminated 7th in her season, so it just goes to show that you don't have to finish first to be successful.
In fact, Sanchez was on stage singing her goodbye song when Idol judge Jennifer Lopez took the mic from her hand and told her she was saved. The infamous Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling announces the title for her first ever adult book. Dubbed The Casual Vacancy, the effort marks Rowling's first post-Potter effort, adding a little pressure to her shoulders. Her saga of the Boy Wizard became one of the most successful fictional series in history, selling 450 million copies and even led to a series of extremely popular films. The publisher says the new book will be available worldwide on September 27th, both as an ebook and a traditional hardback. And that's your entertainment update. Many people love their cars when they're in working order. When they break down, not so much. Fox 5's Steve Newton visited some high school students today that have a better understanding of an engine than most.
Auto Tech students were feeling the same thing this morning at the 3rd annual Crosstown Engine Competition.
I was kind of excited. That was exciting. Like, I didn't think it was going to run, and it didn't run the first time you turned the key. We had to mess with the carburetor and get it set up.
It was kind of like excitement knowing that we did that and it's firing up and pulling a little bit.
It's a chance for non-athletes to have their own crosstown competition.
It's these guys' chance to add a little bit of a crosstown horsepower challenge.
Brad Warren, Great Falls High's Auto Tech teacher, has high hopes for his student's engine, a 350 small block Chevy and $700 to improve it.
About 1,000 horsepower, but realistically we'll be in the 400s range.
The Auto Tech program, while teaching an important skill, brings together vital aspects of technical education.
Good science, technology, engineering, math all rolled into one. Great lesson for them.
After the tests, some surprising results.
Where we guessed our top torque and speed was showing a little bit higher.
Warren is leaving at the end of this year and wants the competition to continue after he's gone.
I'm retiring at the end of this year, but we're hoping to continue it with the next teacher next year and move on from there. It's been a great thing to do for the kids.
Both schools want to win the competition today, but some of the fun comes straight from the learning.
I wouldn't be disappointed if they won, though. It's interesting to see how it all works.
In Great Falls, Steve Newton, Fox 5.
The competition was extremely close, but Great Falls High won the competition for the first time. CMR High Auto Tech teacher Sean Cahoot said everyone was very surprised at how similar the engines performed, given how different the engines were. We have the list of both schools' build teams and scores in this story at KFBB.com. If you haven't already realized it, today is Friday the 13th, and if you believe in the superstition, you're not alone. Experts say more than 20 million people are afraid of this so-called unlucky day. This year, Friday the 13th occurs 3 times, spaced out exactly 13 weeks apart. One psychologist says the fear may have a bigger effect than some may think.
People on Friday the 13th start avoiding. They don't go to work. They don't go spend money. They don't make major decisions. They won't buy a house. They won't get married. They won't go out to eat. And so it ends up costing our culture an estimated $800 to $900 million every time we have a Friday the 13th.
Well, Tom Wiley joins us now with sports, and are all systems a go for spring sports this weekend?
Yeah, no Friday the 13th curse here. The weather's been kind of bad the past few weekends, but not this time. It's supposed to be nice tomorrow, so we got a busy weekend ahead. A lot of football teams wrapping up their spring season with scrimmages. And down in Helena, Dominic Sheldon has been spending time in the scrummages of a rugby match. He'll introduce us to the Helena Blue Pigs when sports comes back after this break.
Total sports coverage. Fox 5 Sports starts right now.
Tom Wiley here with your Fox 5 Sports Update. Well, if you joined us yesterday, you got to enjoy the sights of our own Zach Glover putting our local tracks to use after rain canceled yesterday's Class C meet in Memorial Stadium. But thankfully today there was no rain and no cancellations in Centerville. That means no Glover either. Starting things off with the boys' 110-meter hurdles as Powers' Kyle Peterson runs away with that one in under 17 seconds. Girls turn at the hurdles here. Augusta's Caitlin Smith. Actually, that's Powers. You know what? That's Augusta's Caitlin Smith. She says, first place. I got your first place. 19 seconds for her. And you know what? It's officially the hour of power here. Powers, Paolo Giacomelli showing off the big ups in the high jump. Takes the win at 5 feet 8 inches there. Back to the track for the girls' 100-meter dash. And Dutton Brady's Shannon Abel says enough of this power hour, finishing in 13.95 seconds. These kids were good from distance as well. The boys' 800 meters, Jory Fisher of White Sulphur Springs called the victory before the race, backs it up in 2 minutes, 17 seconds. Well, after the last game of the college football season, there were only a few days involving actual football to look forward to until the fall. And for the Cats fans, Montana State's spring game takes place tomorrow at Bobcat Stadium with the annual Triangle Classic still to follow. MSU comes into Saturday's game with a veteran squad. The secondary, running backs, quarterback, and defensive ends are proven pieces, but the offensive line still holds some question marks. And even though the boys up front have been banged up a bit, junior running back Cody Kirk says they've improved immensely over the past month.
We're progressing right along. We're picking up the new offense. Everybody's just getting a little bit better and they're getting more used to it. And that's great. The line's progressing a lot. They've improved so much in the last 3 weeks.
I bring out rubber band, toothpicks, and duct tape every single day to keep everything together. So I've had some injuries, and we've had to mix a lot of guys around. But one thing I like about this group, they come to work every day.
Well, back in the 90s, there was a professional wrestling tag team called the Road Warriors. They consisted of wrestlers Hawk and Animal. But if you look at the schedule of the University of Great Falls softball team, you might have to add an Argo to that list. So far, the squad has played 32 straight games on the road this spring. They've dealt with injuries all season and have only won 6 games. So needless to say, first-year coach Joey Egan and the girls are happy to be home for the first time this year.
Yeah, we're excited. I think softball is really big in Great Falls area, so it's exciting to be in front of our home crowd, and hopefully a bunch of people come out and support our team, and we get to show everybody that although our record doesn't say it, that we are a really good squad and we can really hit the ball.
We're so excited for the games this weekend. I mean, we've been on the road all season, so being home in front of our fans and our friends' family, I'm so excited. It's going to be great.
4 games in 2 days for the Argos. They kick things off against Jamestown College tomorrow at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and then another doubleheader with the Jimmies scheduled for Sunday, 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Well, overseas rugby is much bigger than it is stateside. However, there's a grassroots movement taking root in Helena, and it's spread to the capital city, which means it's time for Dominic Sheldon to give us something to scrum about.
It has a small but devoted following throughout the state.
Ball's right. Ball's right. Good. Good.
And while rugby is clearly a full contact sport, one of the things players say they like about it is that anybody, regardless of stature, can enjoy themselves.
Whatever your physical condition is, if you're tall, big, small, you can play rugby. You will find a position.
Not only do you have people of all sizes, you also have players from all sorts of different backgrounds.
That's what's great about rugby is it's a melting pot sport. I have former veterans that have done tours in Afghanistan and Iraq. I have guys that work construction. I have a French foreign exchange student. I have a lot of Carroll students.
The skill and experience levels vary across the all-men's team, but there's one member of the Blue Pigs who sticks out a little more than the rest. Kindergarten teacher Linda Lachère.
She's very combative, and she's not afraid of big guys.
When you have fear, like if I have fear, that's when I get hurt. You have to commit, and you have to just charge and go.
On the pitch, she has no fear, often taking down men twice her weight. But off the pitch, she's more of a gentle soul.
She is one of the most caring, giving, kind, sweetest people I've ever met.
I bring extra mouth guards to games, or I bring water to games to make sure everyone has water.
The hard work and hours spent each week in practice, it's all just for the love of the game.
I care about the people that play rugby, so I do my best to take care of these people that I play with. They're my team, and I like them.
In Helena, Dominic Sheldon.
Thanks, Tom. Emily, I got to ask, would you ever consider doing rugby?
You know, I can't say I would, but it's great to see people so passionate about it.
Yeah, she's having a lot of fun out there with it. It looks like a good time.
Yeah, well, thanks for that sports update, Tom. We'll be back after this.
Welcome back. The Shrine Circus is in town this weekend, and it's kind of a three-ring weather forecast. We're on a different stage Saturday and Sunday with dry conditions to start the weekend, and then a front moves through, bringing in the chance for both rain and snow, and cooler temperatures will start to bounce back, but could encounter unsettled weather next week.
Thanks, Adam. We'll have a great weekend. We'll see you next week on Fox 5 News at 9.